Hey, glad you could stop by. This week at Coffee and Tools, we're just going to review some other things we made for Christmas. For a little 6-month-old grandson, I put together this little guy. This is a little red toy truck made of scrap 2x4s, and I think it came out rather well. It's just wooden wheels, doweling, glue. There's no real nails or screws or anything holding it, so it's a pretty easy, very inexpensive project, but a lot of fun in a workshop to cut. One of the things I did was the bed of the truck is actually cut right through with an oscillating saw to go right through a 2x4, and then little sanding, lay it up with some glue, and you've got this neat little truck. So that was kind of an interesting toy. The next thing was a 7-year-old. She's very short and always sort of needs a stool or something to step on. So thanks Steve Ramsey again for this one from Mere Mortals. But 2x4, and it makes a nice little, really good hard little wooden stool, and just covered with a little bit of Danish oil. Again, what's funny is I'll tell you about this after we look at the 3 projects. Now this one here, like I said, was for the 7-year-old, so she should, hopefully she'll enjoy that, and it's a nice woodworking project. Now the final project for this Christmas out of the tool shop with working with wood was probably the toughest one, but really it was the most fun, and this is, I'm going to show it to you. This here is a cool project. This is a Pirate's treasure box, or treasure chest, excuse me. Pirate's treasure chest. And this was a lot of fun. I got the belt from one of those consignment stores, so it was an old leather belt. You just sort of, cut it up and used it to make the straps with. The hardware I had to get from a hobby store, but found some old antique brass hardware that would make up the chest, and I even found sort of a classic looking lock. And the chest inside even is hinged by the leather strapping for the time being. I think we'll leave it that way because it kind of like, it's very, buccaneer, robust kind of box. A lot of stain. It's made from cedar this time around. So I did cedar, which I don't know if I would do that again, but I thought, anti-bug, cedar's a really good wood, won't rot forever. If you bury this on an island someplace beside your rum, it should last you a long time, right? Funny thing about these projects was, and here's the deal, is the car, the box, and even the stool are all made from scrap lumber around my shop here, but what's odd is this took about 3 days to build, a little red car. This, because of the glue, and you have to wait for glue to harden and stuff before you could continue. So Ryan, it took me around 3 days to knock one of these little guys out. So, the time thing, actual hours on the job, that would be different. But each item, and including the Pirate treasure box, took about 3 days of work to put together. And all 3 really were just as much fun to build as any of these pieces are. So all of them took about the same time, and scrap lumber. Granted, this one I had to go and do a little bit of sourcing up for some hobby stuff. The other 2 did not. In all of these, basically it's just all glue. There's no screws and no heavy nails or anything holding anything together. So it was really a great little Christmas projects for the little ones. And I have 3 grandchildren nearby, so Christmas morning each one will have something. And this one being the oldest grandchild, of course, her favorite movie is Pirates of the Caribbean. So a treasure chest, hey, that's a classic. You gotta have it. Thanks for stopping by this week. Next week, we're going to do a tool that is also called the Red Bull, sort of like in the drink. And that should be pretty interesting because we're going to review it, and we're also going to take a look at all the different tools that have now changed, sort of gone away from the old Red Bull, but also show you how to use the Red Bull because they're a very confusing tool, an interesting tool that's been around for a very long time, maybe almost as far back as a treasure chest. Will I make another Pirate's treasure chest? If we do, we'll film the next one because now I know how to make the darn thing, huh? Okay. Thanks for stopping in. Have a great Christmas, everybody. Bye-bye.